Hello everybody. Welcome to the last belt of the sequence. We've made it through the week. Alright. I want to start by thanking Charlotte for being available for this demo. I'll take a moment to talk to them. Okay. So, you spent a week opening each belt one by one, starting from the top. Now we're at the bottom. The whole intention is to open the energies, creating an open space for that energy to keep flowing up, up, and up and out. So the pelvis, obviously, is the last belt, and it is our life force. This is where life begins. And sexuality is there, freedom is there, expression is there. And unfortunately, in our society, it's shamed a lot. We get that double message. We're told to be sexual in our own way. The advertising says be sexual in our own way, and yet we're also told not to be sexual in our own way. So it creates confusion, and that creates a shutting down and a tightening up. And if you add to that any kind of violation, sexual violation, that takes it to yet another level of shutting down and tightening up. And in that comes numbness, pain, disease, all kinds of things can go wrong from this process. So, in opening each belt as we have, the intention is to create that clearing, create the availability for energy to flow. You all did Kundalini meditation this morning. The energy that flows from the pelvis all the way out the crown and cycles through is Kundalini energy. And when you can really get in touch with that energy, that is what creates full body orgasms. It's really a lovely thing. It's the bonus to this work. So, it is also something we treat very preciously. We want to go in very carefully with this work especially. So Charlotte, just in hearing this expression, is there any particular words that, or thoughts that are coming up for you right now? You got one.
Well, I'm feeling nervous. I'm anxious.
Can you speak to what that fear is? Where are you feeling it in your body?
In my stomach.
In your belly?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that you put your hand there and support yourself in that. Right. Take a breath into that. Good. You can see you're already getting emotional. Yeah. So take a breath and close your eyes. And see where in your body feels like a comforting place, your resource, something that feels safe. Your heart. And can you describe the sensation that makes that your resource?
Warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, warm. Just safe and just comforting, protection.
So really breathe into that feeling. That's what will be there for you throughout this session, to be able to return to your resource. And I'll remind you at different times. Is this sitting distance feel comfortable to you? Good. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So in this process, we are going to be focusing on the pelvic belt. That includes the psoas, the glutes, and the legs. That's without musculature involved.
All things that are
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, all
tight
right.
right now.
Okay. Well, hopefully your breath will help loosen that up for you. So I'm here to support you through that process. And I think we will start with some unwinding. So let's go ahead and stand. And I think you'll be okay just standing on that. Okay, good. So close your eyes. Do I have permission to put my hands on your body? Okay. I want you to just feel my hands on your body and let your body react or respond to my motion, and I'll respond to yours. Yeah. See, there's tremoring coming up already. Breathing. And if you notice, her tremoring is coming right from her core, right there. Yeah, your spine is like that snake. Let it go in all directions. Beautiful. Whatever energy comes up, let it come through, whether it be tears or laughter or whatever shows up for you. Definitely have energy moving. Let's go ahead back to the mat. We're going to take you lying down. Okay? So one of the ways that we open up the energy of the pelvis is through some certain pelvic responses and exercises. And she's already starting with the first one, which is pelvic tilts. Now when you tilt, actually that's not the first, but that's where she's starting. Okay. So she's already reaching out. I saw that her hand was a reach, and so I'm becoming her external support as she reaches, just creating that connection. So if we can bring the pelvic rotations to a hold for a moment. How we would like to start the series, there's 4 different pelvic maneuvers we're going to do. One is a pelvic lift. I want you to lift your pelvis up, as high as you're comfortable, keeping it up. Keep breathing deeply, and now come up, yes, stay up on the balls of your feet, exactly. Now, as you're keeping the pelvis all the way up, there we go. And now, squeeze your pelvic floor tight. Hold it like Kegels. Keep breathing for a few breaths. And keeping it up now, unlock your pelvis. Keeping it up, keeping your feet up, great. And now the next breath, hold again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And this is really getting in contact with the stuck energy that might be in her pelvis. So let go of my hand. And then unlock the pelvis. And then let it go. Beautiful. And let whatever energy is flowing, let it discharge as you're moving. So next we're going to take this into pelvic thumping on the mat. This is going to wake up the sacral plexus, move energy, get it alive in there. So I want you to lift your pelvis, but from here, it's all going to be your legs pushing. So don't use your abdomen at all. Let your legs do the push, and let your pelvis hit the mat. And with each thump, ha, lets the sound out. Yeah. Keep going. A few more. At your pace, just let it go. Keep breathing, breathing. If you notice, now she's getting unwinding happening in her spine. It's automatically, not just up and down, but she's actually getting twisting action happening in her spine. Yeah. Good. Let any other body responses flow. Next, we're going to move into pelvic tilts. So again, letting your legs be the driver. Let's try to be more linear, straight up and down. This is going to bring the energy from her pelvis up her spine. As she moves her spine up, you can see it's coming through her rib cage, all the way up into her neck. Her neck is responding. Keep in mind that the mouth, the jaw, the whole facial structure is also directly related to the pelvis through the vagus nerve. That's a direct nerve that comes from the oral region all the way down to the pelvis. Using your legs to drive. Good, you want this nice and soft. Beautiful. Deep breath. And then bringing that to a close. Keep breathing. Just feeling into your body. How are you feeling right now? Do you have any words? Good. Word is good. Yeah.
Not my diaphragm.
Yeah. Diaphragm.
Yeah.
When we started, you said it was your belly. How's that feeling?
Good.
All right.
It's opened up a bit.
Yeah. So we've already moved energy, already broken up some of that tension that she had held.
The fear is gone in my belly, and I feel like it's moved up a bit.
That's the diaphragm. Okay. Keep breathing into that and remembering your heart, your resource to hold you, carry you through the process. Yeah. Good. Okay, the fourth leg maneuver is the butterfly. So you're going to bring the bottoms of your feet together with your knees out. And then with breath, on the exhale, you're going to bring your legs together. And inhale, let them fall out. Squeeze and out. And this is even more activating the Soas. It's making it function. So she's getting in touch with that as she moves, whether she realizes it or not. And again, we have tremoring starting. Okay. I'll put my hand on your belly. And my first touch begins with my intent, my thought. Energy is already being sent there. And I get close, just so that she can feel the energy. And then I touch gently. I enter into her her field very carefully. Yeah. When it feels right, I'll start to add a little pressure. Now there are a couple of ways to work the psoas. I'm going to start this time, because she's already in the back, with that position. We do it sideline as well as supine. And the psoas is a muscle that runs from the lesser trochanter. It's a notch at the top of the thigh, inside the thigh, goes underneath the ligament over the bone, and then attaches to the low back in the front of the anterior spine, or front anterior, there we go, to the front of the lumbar spine, that's what I meant to say. There are attachments of the psoas that come all the way up through the diaphragm. There's actually a ligament that goes all the way up to the pericardium, the sac that holds the heart. So when the psoas gets tight, it's literally pulling on the heart. They are connected directly. Yeah. She's self-resourcing as she goes. Okay, so let's slow the legs down. The area that we go into the psoas is basically halfway between the pelvic bone here and the belly button. So you find that space right in the middle and come in at about a 45-degree angle. And it's really slow. There's approximately 20 layers of fascia that we're gently moving through to get down to the psoas. And as you go slow, the organs will gently move out of the way. And one way to test that you are actually on the psoas is to have them lift their leg just a quarter inch, just enough to activate it. If you could do that for me. Yep, right there. Okay, let it down. And then I'm going to slowly apply some pressure. You see, I'm not moving. I'm not wiggling or jiggling here. I'm just holding. The psoas is usually very, very tight and very sensitive. So be extra conscious when you're getting in here. Yeah. Go a little deeper now. Okay. Yeah. Whatever sound wants to come. Now she's clearly got activation. I'm going to come back out gently and let her discharge a bit. A nice slow movement. She can feel what she's doing. It's not just mindless hitting. She's just in her body. Can you feel the pad as your hands come down?
And you can see how the pelvic movement came naturally. It's great that it keeps coming back throughout the session, especially the pelvic tilt. It will keep coming back, so we want to focus on that.
I'm going to help support some of this movement as it comes up the spine. And since you've already worked through the other belts, they're available for you to go back to as you see it necessary. I'm in the rib cage now. Yeah, letting the shoulders join in. She's already got her neck going. Be careful not to strain too much on the neck. Yeah, moving the jaw around. I know oftentimes as the supporter, as I'm tuning in and resonating with her, I'll feel my jaw tighten up. So, oh, yeah, right, loosen your jaw. And knuckles. Okay. Ready for me to get on the other side? Now, generally, I would go to the other side to work on this, but being a massage therapist, I've learned how to do it from either side. So I'm going to go ahead and reach, find my place. When I come in, I'm still at a 45, but now I'm just kind of leaning back toward myself. So I'm really not really using any arm strength. This is just my natural body weight pulling me back. And I have it. Keep breathing. There we go. Doesn't take much. Encouraging some rotation again, some unwinding. And it's just an encouragement. I didn't force her hips at all. All I did was kind of just bring her attention to them, and she automatically took off. Hold your breath, keep that tunnel of breath open. And for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to have you come up on your left side, down. There we go. We'll show you what it's like to get in from the side position. This can be especially beneficial if you have a bigger person or somebody with more of a belly coming in from the side. You can access it a little better. Okay, keeping your breath going. Okay, again, finding my location. Since her hip is moving, I'm going to keep my hand back here to kind of support me in the motion. And then slowly going in. And my back hand is only supporting her motion. She's already activated. I'm not going to hang out there too long. Yeah. Just like this beautiful spinal movement going, including the legs moving.
Yeah, you can clearly see how the legs started to move after the psoas begins to release. This pushing movement comes. Running, pushing, it releases all the fight or flight that's stuck in the psoas. It's the first muscle that gets engaged in the fight or flight activation.
And even though it is the fight or flight muscle, you notice that it doesn't have to be a painful, horrific type of experience. You can actually be pleasure in that release. I might come in and while she's doing this, add a little extra session energy into her hip, her glutes. And now you see it's unwinding all the way through her arm. And feel free to come back to your back or whatever position calls to you. That arch of the back is, to me, sort of an invitation to help create some extra support. Keeping the throat open, beautiful breath. And then slowly bring it down, get some resourcing. Pendulating in and out, not too much at once. Give her a moment to let that process. So many times it's after they stop the activity and the movement that the energy really starts to flow. And a huge piece of that is feeling the safety of the resource. Once they can tune into that safe place, they can allow their body to continue to express. Pressure on the rib cage. It's a comfort feeling to have the ribs squeezed from the side. I'm not moving, I'm not pushing to dig in, I'm just creating a nice little support. The breath starts to slow down. How's your diaphragm feeling now? Better. And clearly she has plenty of activation happening. There's nothing I need to do to stimulate anymore. Really just letting her energy flow as it needs. And if she wasn't already activated, I might choose this time to maybe do some forearms down her leg, slow. We can work on the outside, top, even the inner body. Nice, slow, even moves, just kind of like a roller. Just notice her whole body is starting to calm down. Just let her legs drop. Just felt her shoulders drop. She let her eyes close. During this period, there's moments of calmness, and then there's suddenly a little more tremoring. The after shock, as it were. Those little tremors that might pop up. We're just allowing whatever energy is there to continue to release, to discharge. This integration time is just as important as the charging time. Sit up. Or not. You can lay there. You're good right there.
Okay, guys.
So take a moment to look around. Connect with the community that has been holding your space for you. With the microphone. How's your tongue? Right tongue.
Feels good. Very open. My diaphragm is very open and light. Just relaxed and feel very grounded. And I feel my legs feel very light, but they feel solid, good, and just feel every bit of my lower half and my hips, and I have no pain in my lower back right now. I have tons of pain in my lower back usually, and hips and glutes, and yeah, feel,
You feel?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can just feel my yoni, I can feel it. And usually can't feel a lot there, and I can like feel the outside now, and yeah. It's good.
So all of that was from the diaphragm down. How does the top feel? Is there anything you want to share?
Just open and light.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I even said this yesterday, if my arms weren't attached, they would flow away. Thank all of you. I felt so safe and supported when I had, like the first day, I think, Prema asked who wants to do the pelvic demo, and I swear to God, somebody else raised my hand. And I thought, what the hell? What am I thinking? What am I doing? And I'm like, fine, it's okay. I'll have all week to breathe. And, you know, it definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I let go a lot of fear yesterday, and which I think, yes, my session yesterday really prepared me for this, which it does.
The reason for the system.
Yes. Good job, it worked well.
Can I conclude?
Yeah. My whole body feels alive.
All right.
Yeah.
It's too hard to turn this on. Yeah. All right, folks. I believe this is time for you to.
Wait, I have a question.
We have a question.
So when you put your hand on the pubic bone, what if it was a male?
Yeah, I was.
How do you navigate that?
I will talk about
Okay,
it.
thanks.
You want to take it?
Yeah. Stuff there.
If you're working with a man, so you put your hand over the testicles and the finger goes into the perineum, the point right in between the anus and the bottom of the testicles. And so you kind of cup the balls.
Cup them.
Okay.
Cup the balls. No more clear way to say it. Yeah, and putting just a little bit of pressure into the perineum. It's a very important point.
Just a single pressure, not
Yeah, just a single pressure. Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, just a little bit, just stimulates it with the breath. That's all. Yeah,
It's the same for a woman? You put it in
Yeah.
her hair.
yeah, little bit of pressure.
Are you
Okay.
holding the pressure or is it just a gesture?
Sorry?
Do you hold pressure? Or
You can pulsate it with the breath. Deja vu right now.
Deja vu.
again?
Yeah. So, yeah, pulsating with the breath. So you go in when they exhale, out when they inhale. Okay.
He said she was really good at unwinding, and so he said, I would do another round, but he had time. Does he need another round that you start again with, the pelvic lift and that whole section? Is that starting?
You can bring the 4 exercises back at any point during the session. You
Not
can-
in order or anything?
Not in order. Yeah. You can start with this order, but you can bring them back at any point in no particular order.
My question was, where exactly, I couldn't really tell because of the clothing, where exactly should we be applying the pressure? Yeah.
Psoas.
Yes.
Yeah, so find the place, find your hip bone right here, find your navel. And if you're pressing maybe like 1.5 to 2 inches away from the bone towards the navel, on the diagonal towards the spine. Then you will find the muscle. Kind of hard to find on yourself,
Yeah.
but easier to find on someone else. We'll be here in the room At any point during your session you have trouble finding Soas, call us over, we'll come and show you.
Let's go on break right now.
Yeah. Let's take a break.
We're going to bring them back at 12:30.
12:30, please